Problem 7A-2, we're going to calculate the gross pay and deductions and net pay for 5 employees. So March Company has 5 salaried employees. Because it says salaried, that means they do not get paid any overtime. Your task is to use the following information to calculate net pay for each employee. Obviously, round each calculation near a cent. So here is our information. And then it says, assume the following. FICA OSTI is 6.2% on a wage base of $102,000. Medicare is 1.45% on all earnings. Each employee has a $30 biweekly contribution for medical insurance. State income tax, we're going to assume it's 6% of gross pay. And then, of course, we got FIT. So what I'm going to do here, notice it says deductions for employee withholding taxes. So I'm going to just go in order here. So we've got OSTI. After that, they list Medicare. After that, they list medical insurance. After that, they list SIT, state income tax. And then they list FIT, federal income tax. So the first line we need to fill out is the gross earnings for the current pay period. So the gross earnings comes from this column, biweekly salary. So we got 1,100 for Dunn. I'm going to tab over 900 for Mark Fine. Allison Kraft, 1,300. Audrey May, 2,090. Lionel Zimmer, 810. Next thing we're going to do is the OSTI tax. So now remember, OSTI has a wage base, so we have to check. We have to take each person's cumulative earnings before, so in other words, their year-to-date earnings before this payroll, and add it to their salary, and make sure they are not above the 102,000 limit. So let's see if anyone is above the 102,000 limit. Dylan is not, Mark is not, Allison is not, and then here comes pesky Audrey May. So when we get to Audrey May, we have to realize that she's going to be over the $102,000 wage base. So that's going to make the calculation a little bit more difficult. But everyone else is below the 102,000 limit. So we're just going to take their salary, their gross pay, times 6.2%. So let me get my calculator. So Lance, we're going to take 1,100 times 6.2%. 1,100 times 0.062 gives us $68.20 deduction for his OSTI. Fine, we're going to take 900 times 0.062 gives us 55.8. Kraft, we're going to take 1,300. You know, the alternate way to do the percentage is you just take it times 6.2, hit equals, and then divide by 100. Gives us the wrong answer. So let me go back to Kraft. Kraft is 1,300. Let me clear this. 1,300 times 6.2 equals, divide that by 100, gives us $80.60. Now Audrey May, notice if you take her cumulative prior, in other words, her year-to-date gross pay prior to this, and add 2,090, the gross pay for the current pay period, she's going to be over the $102,000 limit, which is listed up here. So the calculation of how to calculate that, I've done for you in a detailed video. So go watch that separate video, and it's called Problem 7A-2, Calculating OSTI Tax for Employee Audrey May. And when you watch that, you find out that her tax for Osti is $57.04. Now for Zimmer, we're going to take the 810 times 6.2 divided by 100 gives us 50.22. Next, we got Medicare tax. So the rest of these are going to be pretty easy. The only thing that's kind of tricky about this problem is how to calculate the $57.04. Medicare, done. We're going to take his gross pay, $1,100, times 1.45, divide that by 100 to make it a percent. So $15.95. Fine, we've got 900 times 1.45 equals divided by 100, 13.05. Then we've got 1,300 for craft times 1.45 equals divided by 100 gives us $18.85. Audrey May, we're going to take 2090 times 1.45 equals divided by 100, 30.31. You have to round that to the nearest penny because we cannot take out a half a cent from someone's paycheck. And then for Zimmer, we got 810 times 1.45 equals divided by 100, 11.75. Medical insurance. According to this up here, it's $30. So I'm going to enter 30, tab, 30, tab, 30, tab, 30, tab, 30. So use the tab key in your keyboard. It's much more efficient. State income tax is pretty straightforward in this problem. You're just going to take their gross pay times 6%. So done, we got 1,100 times 0.06 is $66. For fine, the other way you can calculate it is 900 times 6 equals, then divide by 100, $54. Craft, we've got 1,300 gross times 6 divided by 100 gives us 78. Audrey May, we've got 2090 times 0.06. That's the other way to do it. 125.4, also known as 125.40. Now notice you could put the 0 in there. You don't have to put the 0 in there because numerically they're the same. And once I click check answer, it will put the 0 in there for the 40 cents. So Zimmer, we've got 810 times 0.06 equals, I forgot to divide by 100. No, I screwed that up. So we've got 810 times 0.06 gives us $48.60. And then federal income tax, we don't need the calculator anymore. We're going to need the chart for fit. And my challenge is going to be fitting this all on the screen so you can see. So done. We're going to have to look up 1100 on the chart. 1100 is right here. Don't use this 1100 because it says but less than. Then we have to figure out how many allowances. He's got 1, according to this right here. So the 1 is 1/16. Copy that, paste it there. Now fine, we've got $900. we're going to use this row. Fine has one allowance, so it's the 86. Copy that, paste it. Next, we've got Allison, 1300. I need to scroll down and find 1300. Let's check to see how many allowances she has. Allison has 2. Now, which column is the 2? So we scroll up. The column with the 2 is the second from the right. So 126. Next, we've got Audrey May, 2090. So that's this last row. She's got 3 allowances. That's the far right column. So 261. And then our last person is Zimmer at 810. So we're looking at the first row. And Zimmer has 0 allowances, so it's the 92. Copy and paste. Now, total deductions. All the total deductions we're going to do is we're going to add up the total deductions for done. We get 296.15. Total deductions for fine, 238.85. Craft, 333.45. 503.75 for Audrey May, 232.57 for Zimmer. And then to calculate net pay, you're going to take the gross pay, $1,100, subtract the total deductions, gives us a net pay of 803.85, 661.15. I won't bore you by me adding all this stuff up on the calculator and then subtracting 1586.25 and 577.43. There we go. Fantastic. So again, the only thing tricky about this problem, is calculating Audrey May's OSTI because she goes over the 102,000 limit. So make sure you watch my other video that shows you exactly how I calculated that on the PowerPoint slides.